Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Banshee channel where we ride nothing but Banshees. If you haven't caught on by now, that is not the case. It's simply the Banshee channel because when I started out, I was just collecting Banshees, and it has morphed into all sorts of power sports, especially sport quads. A new series we're starting today. I plan to ride every machine in here and have a corresponding video to each bike. So we've got our work cut out for us, but it should be pretty fun along the way. This one here is not mine, but we will be reviewing it. As you can see, everything in here is pretty much cleaned up, gassed up, and ready to go. So nothing to it but to do it. Let's pick the first machine starting today. If you've heard enough of me talking and you want less yapping and more brapping, go to this point right here. So I sat out here for at least probably an hour trying to decide what I was going to ride first for this new series. And it is kind of a big deal, you know, you gotta start off strong. So what I landed on was my First Banshee. Now granted, this is not the actual one that I had. The one I had was motocrossed and trashed, and it's probably in a parts bin somewhere now, but it was the 97 that I bought brand new off the showroom floor, and it looked a little something like this when I got it. The year is 1997. I'm 15 years old. I'm working full-time in the summer, a couple hours after school every day. I had a 91 Honda TRX 250X, you know, manual clutch, kickstart, 4-stroke, fun quad. Sold it in the classifieds in the local newspaper. You know, it was before any type of internet. And so I had $2,500. Well, we went to our local Honda Yamaha dealership. They sold Polaris at the time too. And really at that time, we were just riding on like new neighborhoods being built, the highway that was being extended, getting chased by the cops. Like it wasn't like, we wasn't really into racing yet, but we were just terrorizing neighborhoods and that sort of thing. My buddy Jim, y'all have seen on the channel, he had a Blaster. It was a 95, yeah, blue with the yellow wheels. So we went to the dealership. I didn't know what I was gonna get. I'd heard all the stories about Banshees working in the back in the sheet metal shop. Just the guys talking about, man, get one of them Yamaha Banshees, it'll hurt you. So that shout out to James Austin if you're watching this. That was kind of one of the guys that worked with us that got me into Banshees. We show up at the dealership, and I was really eyeing the Polaris Scrambler 400 4x4. I was like, man, this thing is probably fast. It's got 4-wheel drive. Because we ride in the mud too, so that was appealing. But when I saw that yellow and red 97 Banshee right there, I had to have it. And I want to say it was $56.99. We had a great sales lady at the time, Tish. It was basically, she knew I was 15, and she was like, well, you'll need to be a few years older. We'll just make that change on your credit app here. My dad was with me. He co-signed, and I got me a brand new Banshee with $2,000 down. Kept $500 for some parts and accessories. I ended up buying some FMF Power Core 2 fatty silencers. Didn't have quite enough for the full system, but we had just the silencers. And a little fact that I found out later was the shop went ahead and put them on, but they didn't fit correctly, so they had to cut them off, probably like a 1/2 inch, so they would fit with the stock head pipes. And then when I finally went and got the head pipes, they didn't match up quite all the way, so that was always an issue. Long and the short of how I ended up with my First Banshee, the payment was $112 a month. I don't remember the term, but ended up motocrossing it, and a few years into that, I had a pretty nasty crash and hung up my racing boots. Yeah, that was kind of it for my motocross career. But had a blast riding it, and that's the model I went and got that day. As they say, the rest is history, guys. So let's get this one out and fire it up. I probably have not had this one out since last year when I did a video on it then. Luckily it is out of fuel completely, so that's actually a good thing. We're not all gummed up. Other fact, this was a black and red 97 when I bought it. Plastics are up there. Yeah, that's them. I just put a new set of yellows and graphics on it. That's why it looks so new. Not the only one that forgets when they mix up gas says, is this still two-stroke? I didn't mark it. Now I've just got to kind of look and say, does it have some clots in there? It doesn't look like it, but no, I can smell it now. Yeah, it's definitely clots. But we're good. Smells sweet now. No doubt about it. All right, fuel is already on reserve. This one came with the AC/DC keychain, and I felt like it fit it perfect, so it stays. All right, guys, guess in the comments how many kicks? It's not going to be one, so don't waste your guess on that one. One, 2, 3, 4. It's 10. 12 or 13. I quit. I messed up counting. All right, something else to note. I don't know if this is just age or at the old shop, I kept them all stood up on the grab bars for display, it saved space. It also drains the fuel out of the carbs, so you don't have to worry about draining those. There's some pluses to it. But some of the other problems are, I feel like these are old. The brake fluid's old, it's not all the way full. They'll lose prime sometimes on the front brakes. And it should really probably just be bled and change the fluid, but it's one thing I did notice is they would probably have been fine had they were just stayed on all fours, but when you stand them up, they can get some air pockets in there. And a lot of times pumping it, they'll go away. But they're definitely spongy. Probably on the lower end of conditions of mine. It looks better than it is just because they're new plastics, but you know, the bottom of the A-arms are worn, engine, and it's kind of grimy in there. Still not in bad shape, it's just not like top tier. It is wild to see a, almost 30-year-old machine still stock.